This is part 2, probably, if someone would be ever like accessing these videos and see like my support for Occupy movement, and actually like these goals that I defined for them. I don't say they used it, but it is like the same as Bernie Sanders' platform. And Bernie Sanders ran for president using that platform. And what I did get, I was tortured during the night. I was asked like Obama, hey, would you raise revolution? But does he go to Bernie Sanders, who is part of establishment? And let's say it is a Jew. He's a Jewish person. And he's part of establishment. So when Bernie Sanders is running the platform that I did write, like 2011 is in October. Why did I write this? Because that is a common sense. I was coming from Europe. I was living in several European countries. Guess what? Later, after I talked like with Obama in 2013, I said, is it possible that I did hear like a, yeah, you know, like Obama has a real nice voice, you know, like a warm, and it was a very nice voice. It was like Obama's voice. And in the morning I said, wow, but that is really crazy. I was thinking I was having lucid dreams. But then the torture really intensified like 2013. And even then, I remember I would get like a photo of Obama, signed photo for Obama. I was a supporter of the Democratic Party. You know, I don't support any party anymore. I think this party should be eliminated. There should be direct democracy. And this is what I think not only United States, but all countries in the whole world would need. And this way, all people in the whole world will unite. Why would we need like someone... I did read like in United States, now I'm not revolutionary, I don't care at all, I'm just trying to save my life. I'll be having potato field and I will be like planting carrots to have it for me, you know, to be able to survive, to actually practice for self-survival, because this robotization, this everything that is happening, this is not like something promising for human beings. I don't know what is going to happen actually. Once they create like all these robots, I think they are going to take all jobs for humans, and I don't know what we are all going to do. I mean, I know for me, probably I will not be alive. I will probably get cancer because I was tortured so much, but let it be. You know, when someone say cancer now, oh, please, but what is cancer? Nothing, you know. It will be privilege very soon to die natural death. Why? Because I read now that Yale University, my gosh, what type of studies they have. This Yale University having now study how to revive people's brain when they die, you know. And this, like a Yale University, this is very interesting thing. Yale University had like a mouse, again, like they would be like activated the center and ask and look for the sensory mouse that would make him aggressive, like a killer mouse. You're going like indiscriminately and kill. This is how mass shooters are created. I'm going to create a video about this too. It is just, I would like to share everything that I got, like all this insight I got like during this time of torture. So if someone would be stumbling upon this, being in the same situation as me, to understand better what is going on. Once I put this everything, and I take these crystals out of my ears that are main culprit for my suffering, I will stop with this YouTube video. I will do something useful, you know, with my life, because I'm sick and tired also from these videos, but I have to do it because it is also some type of the relief because of nightly torture. So this Yale University, imagine, they never come to the idea to take the mouse and then find these centers in the brain, you know, that would be like a teaching mouse when he has a huge piece of cheese that he shares with other mice because he cannot eat everything, you know. He doesn't need that huge piece of cheese. Never that type of the studies. Just to study, you know, how to do this. Actually, having background in psychology, I know which studies they are using here, social studies and social knowledge, you know, to actually make people compliant, you know, these target individuals. Milgram experiment, it is just obedience to authority. People were giving electroshocks thinking that they are really doing real harm to other human beings, and they continue just because authority told them to do so. Why would they be having this type of the study? I don't know if you know, but actually first survey was created. Why? Because Polish, there were a lot of people from Poland, and they went to the army, but they didn't speak English. And they didn't know what they were thinking, so they created, like, I think, first survey. I don't know exactly about this, but it could be easily checked. Now, Seligman, learned helplessness. For example, they are giving me electroshocks. They are torturing me every night. I am writing to everyone. Nobody's ever answering. I was suing. My lawsuit were dismissed, although I had evidence. Now, what I'm going to do? I stop writing. I'm just here and they're torturing me and I am enduring it. Why? Because they have experiment on the rat, and rat is like by the behavior like a most similar to the human being, or maybe they did it on human being, but we don't know it. In any case, with the mouse, they gave the mouse or rat electroshocks. He was in the cage and tried to flee, and there was like a cage was closed, door were closed, and he couldn't flee. At the very end, after some time, they opened the door, and what happened? The mouse didn't even attempt to go out. This is just one social theory that they're using a lot, like a learned helplessness. Then Milgram experiment, then like experiments about conformity, you know. Although they would present like a people with two pieces, like, and this is clear, you know, that one piece of it is longer than another tree, for example. They would be placing other people there, and they would be claiming that everything is the same. And the person who wasn't like a fake, like a person there, for experiments, would say the same. He would say, no, they're all same. You know, it is so obvious they're not the same. And they're using all this knowledge that they have when they are torturing people, you know. And so much like about me, like, I created this, like, and I said to myself, wow, when I read this, I said, but this is very nicely written. I still think that it's very nicely written, that I presented in part 1, because I cannot go like again to this, like free education for someone, different type of financing, healthcare for everyone, $15 a. I never worked for, and this is very noble from me, you know, because I never worked for minimum salary, like $8. 2006, I say, before torture started, my husband and I reported combined $180,000 combined salary. That is a lot of money we couldn't spend. Free education. I don't have children. Why would I care like about the free education in the United States? There is nothing like that I had like for myself, for my children to fight. I just was thinking it was fair. I was reading, for example, about minimum wage. Remember George I. Bush when he said like, oh, that is so typical American, you know, working 3 jobs. Do his children like work 3 jobs? Why aren't they then typical American? You tell this, they want to kill you, you know. When I wrote like in under like on YouTube, on Yahoo, you know, and I was never writing on Yahoo before this torture started, this ultimate torture after the second surgery 2015, when I was updated really with all possible technology, I said $20,000 for state dinner for teenagers, for Obama's daughters. Obama thinks they are something special, you know. That is something special that they are. And I'm saying, why do you think that you're something special? Because you were president of the United States. Most of the people, 90% of people, let's say, don't want to be presidents of the United States. Why would I want to be president of the United States? What would be the reason? He thinks, you know, they're so arrogant. He said, we torture some folks. So I am folks for him? Let's see what my LinkedIn profile is telling. Obviously, I'll place here MBA, MSc. I am senior analytics consultant. I'm actually half that. But let's say, like, I have my website that I, by the way, created, and that shows, like, that I am, like, a consultant. I am really a rather skilled person. I am saying that I did... I was working senior management business analytics contract. Here, they wanted to hire me for permanently. Here, marketing analytics manager, they wanted to hire me permanently. I was just replacing Indian women. Business analytics manager, Motorola, they wanted actually to place me under another director, and she started to scream. I said, okay, fine. And they didn't offer me like permanent position, but they wanted me to work with another like a director. And I said, okay, fine. And I came there and we reviewed one report, and she said like, who is an idiot to create this type of report? I said, CFO. And she got scared probably. She started to scream at me, and I went to her boss and I said, you know what? I will never have meeting with her. I don't want to work with her. Nobody is going to scream at me. And that was like one time that someone was screaming at me, and never again. And then like they said, and I called like my person from the agency. I said, you know what, this needs to be ended because there is no place for me there in Motorola. And at that point they said they are actually terminating my contract. And that was it. Then like business analyst lead, okay, blah, blah, blah. I am not going to say. I was working, and when I was working like a maniac. Okay, MBA, University Zurich. I actually have 4 diplomas, and I was in master's degree because University of Zurich, they don't have bachelor. It is equivalent what I had of my education to US bachelor. Then master of science that I created, like I completed 2 courses last year, and thanks to Tony Pantalaresco anti-nano device bucket, which cleaned my body from some of these nanotechnology nanotubes, and I would be writing summary and studying for 2 exams and having my legs into the bucket of these like vinegar, distilled water and salt. And that was very difficult for me because they tortured me a lot, but I somehow was able to do it. And I am not bragging here, I'm just stating following, I don't know why these people, these are all courses that programming courses I completed when I came to United States because I wanted to be employable. C++, Java, Perl, CGI, Unix, JavaScript, Visual Basic 1, Visual Basic 2, Intro to Flash, Dreamweaver, language, HTML, Internet Technology, Adobe Photoshop, Oracle SQL, Data Management System, Visual Basic Advanced, then for myself, elementary Spanish, Adobe Photoshop. I did pay for this like Agile Scrum Master comprehensive 3-day seminar. I enrolled some courses like University of California, Santa Cruz. Then I did like a 7 certification for functional family nutrition, Washington State University or whatever, certificate professional photography, this New York Institute, Google Analytics certification, SAS 9 program, which is very difficult, like exam, Microsoft certified professional Visual Basic programmer, including actually 2 exams here. With database, Google Tag Manager, yoga teacher, fluent in English and German, Italian, really basic, and so on. I have this everything, which means following. I didn't do anything like in my life, but I learned and worked. And I have Obama coming to me and torturing me, thinking he is something special. Even now, during the night, this is his like a project. These all like robots. He even gifted Queen of England with a robot. But imagine my astonishment when I got release of Memories in April 2018, this year, when they hit me with all possible frequencies. Then I would see like all these politicians that ever worked on me, and I did these moments. Yes, my majesty. What can I do for you today, my majesty? Like touching the floor. And I was wondering, why would I say in my first sentence, yes, my majesty? Because first sentence would be, she would be calling me as a humanoid. But did I do this whole education to be Queen's servant? And I just found like online that Queen started 2050 to pay like a minimum wages to her staff. She would like to have like a humanoids for free. And Obama, did you see Obama very often with Prince Harry? I had a lot of Prince Harry in fall 2011. I don't know why, probably in Victor's games, they use my brain to experiment, to see like post-traumatic stress disorder, so on, because they would be creating trauma actually through these frequencies every night before I would be going to bed. And I was living in luxury properties even at the age of 30. We had like apartment, my husband and I, 2 new cars that we paid 60,000 Deutsche Marks, which would be like German marks, which would be $60,000. And we had $100,000 of savings. We did travel that year to China, Hong Kong, Singapore, and Thailand. I was 30. Next year there would be a war and we would lose everything. But even so, you know what? I don't know how did they dare to pick me up and put me into this horrible, horrible program. I am saying not because I was living like a beautiful life. I'm just saying for everyone, even homeless person. But how did they dare, and how do they dare to think that they are so much better? For example, John McCain, you see like Meghan McCain saying like, United States was always great country. How much did she pay for her father's funeral? And her father was buried like as a Napoleon. But her father actually tortured me mostly. And I got memory recall that he would force me to repeat constantly, like, show me picture of Jane Fonda. Actually, she was Hannah Jane called, yeah, because of her support for Vietnam. I don't know exactly like that story, but I know that she's a great actress. That is her right, you know, to say her opinion. And she was considered to be traitor. Now I don't have any idea why would John McCain force me to repeat. I was saying who is this Jane Fonda? Say Fonda. I say Fonda. I was sleeping. I'm hypnotized. Or maybe teleported, I think, to that torture site. So it is done in vivo. But I am hypnotized here in bed, so I don't remember when I wake up. And say more. I would say Fonda, Fonda, Fonda. Say more. Fonda, 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 Fonda. And I would be repeating Fonda, 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 Fonda forever. Now let's see what I have on my portfolio. Well, this is my portfolio, Blanca US, when I studied photography, and I was that was my hobby, for a long time. I don't do this now because I'm incapacitated, perfectly, you know, I just have not so much energy. And there was exhibition in Oakland about 1968, and this was kind of a display, and I created this photo, and this photo here is extremely a famous photo, and this is Nixon, and this is 1968, 69 I think was a first landing to moon, and I placed it on my portfolio. And I was thinking, maybe because I placed this photo, maybe John McCain was thinking I was a traitor. So I'm saying one needs really to be very, very careful what he's going to say, what he's going to do, what he's going to place even online. If I place a picture with the word revolution, that doesn't mean that I am going to raise revolution. That just does mean that I find this interesting, and I placed it online on my portfolio. At the same time, when I was in the museum, there was a video about a funeral about not John Kennedy, Bob Kennedy, and this is how people were waiting, you know, for the train to greet him last time, you know. So that was I like Oakland Museum, fantastic museum to visit, especially this California part, and. You know, he would be torturing me so, and he would be training me on the flag. I said I see American flag. I stopped once the car, and my hand went to my heart, and I hit my heart because he did this. I really loved California. I am never going to live in United States. No, thank you, goodbye, United States. I mean, I am just going to come back and sell my apartment, and if I cannot sell apartment, you know, take it. Take everything. Everything. I have a car, I have Tiguan, and I have apartment. I don't know, this worth maybe this everything together, maybe 200 or something more. Take everything. And thank you very much, hospitality. Because I think my ideas and what I wrote here is just altruistic statement. It is showing